Hello all and welcome back to this video lectures on decision analysis under uncertainty. And now we are in chapter 4, decision matrix calculus with GNU Octave, and section 1 about installing GNU Octave. So in this course I will use GNU Octave for all the calculations, and if you wish, or if you don't want to use GNU Octave, you can use any system you like, but I strongly recommend using GNU Octave since, for example, I have done your functions that you can use automatically, so you don't have to do any calculations by hand, you just have to do a little bit of coding. And this is not a coding course, but some coding is involved, but most of your coding you can do really search and replace modifications of the codes that are in this lecture notes. But let's get to this section of installing GNU Octave. So what is GNU Octave? It's an open source version of the celebrated matrix calculus software MATLAB. So if you're an engineering student, you should know MATLAB already, or you will pretty soon learn about it. This is the classical software used by engineers. And this GNU Octave can be downloaded from this webpage, octave.org download. Let's see what it looks like. So here is the web page. So the latest version as of today is 9.2.0, and you can, for example, here for the Windows there is an installer. You should use this one, 64-bit version, and if you are using some other system, there are, for example, you can compile it from the source if you want. Then there's GNU Linux versions, BSD versions. Mac operating system, there is a link to Octave wiki that has introduction how to do it for Octave, and if you know what is homebrew or Mac ports, you can use that. Or if you want an older version, I will soon explain you how to install that. So it's actually here. So Windows and Linux is simple. MacOS installation is a bit complicated, and the easiest way to install GNU Octave to Mac is to install old version 8.4.0. It works just well. You don't have to have the newest version. And here is the web page, octaveapp.org. So here is octave.app downloads, and let's see. I don't use Octave, but probably it's it's from here of the home. So octaveapp.org, and here to load and read, you click here, so it will download the installer and everything should work just fine. So maybe you have to do X-C on the download file and then open it and drag these two applications to install it. So I don't use Mac, so I don't know how this works, but apparently it should be straight. This should be the easiest way of installing it using this Octave app directory. So this here. It's also possible to use GNU Octave online. So here is the address. I do not recommend you use the online version. There are some problems with it. One is that it's slow, and another one is that it does not handle big data very well. Well, we don't have very big data in this course, so maybe this online version works just fine. I do not recommend it. I recommend it installing it for Windows using here, for Mac using here, and for Linux. Well, Linux users usually know what they are doing. Okay, once the GNU Octave installed, you should have on your desktop two icons, Octave CLI and Octave GUI. So the CLI stands for Command Line Interface and GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. And I strongly recommend using a GUI. And so after launching the Octave GUI, you should have on the screen something like this. So I'm using older version 7.1.0, so your screen may look different, but in any case, you should have something like this visible on your screen. So let me launch the GNU Octave on my computer. So I'm using Ubuntu. So I have it here. So this is the icon. It looks like this. So blue circle with red circles. So I click here, and this is what I get. So this should be the screen you get. So here, this is the command window. This is the current or working directory here, workspace, which lists the variables you have, and then the command history here. I usually actually close these windows when I'm working, but now I have to open, so this should look similar as you have it here. So let me exit, or let me keep it in the background. And as I said, this course is not a programming course as such. It's not strictly mandatory to use GNU Octave. You are free to use any tool you wish, like Excel if you're a masochist, MATLAB. So the codes that I've written should work in MATLAB also. I haven't checked. Then if you are a Python or Julia, your cup of tea, you can use them. You can use C or pen or paper. As I just said, GNU Octave is the best and easiest tool for the purposes of this course. This is my opinion. And also I made the function dmatrix that calculates decision problems in GNU Octave automatically. So you don't have to calculate anything by hand. And finally, as I said also before, the Octave M file in this course are written in such a way that they should work with MATLAB. I have not tested, but they should. So you can use MATLAB instead of GNU Octave if you wish. And that's all about section 1, installing GNU Octave, and see you in next video lectures. Bye.